The Acer Aspire Vero only does just about everything. And as a full-time content creator and businessman, I need that kind of power. And it's environmentally friendly, very sustainable, and 100% renewable through and through. This entire laptop is renewable. Let's talk about it. Before we kick this video off, I want to give a huge shout out to Acer for providing the Acer Aspire Vero, the 2022 edition. I am incredibly excited to dive into this because this laptop, I've been putting it through its paces. I've been using it in various use case scenarios, and just because I'm a stay-at-home dad, this has been the perfect laptop for me to be able to pull out and get work done, be it video editing, photo editing, light gaming, as well as being able to type up some documents and surf the web. This is pretty much your jack of all trades laptop, and I'm excited to dive into it in this review. Now, if you're interested in picking up this laptop, I will have links down below in the description so you can check it out because yeah, this laptop's amazing. But before we dive into the full review, gentle reminder, if you enjoy the content I put out from the reviews, tech impressions, live streams, and so much more, make sure you sub to the channel, ding the notification bell, that way you stay up to date on all the latest and greatest content that comes from this channel. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the review. So first thing I want to talk about is the build quality. As you guys know, I really love the build quality of the 2021 model. This is a beautiful slate of a device because not only is it just built ergonomically, but it's also environmentally conscious. Now this is a pure 100% renewable laptop. Every aspect of this device is made environmentally consciously. And by saying that, I'm going to be talking about some of the eco-friendly parts of this laptop. Now this has a paint-free chassis design with 50% PCR on the chassis as well as 30% PCR on the keycaps. Now the touchpad on this device is absolutely amazing. It's ocean glass, meaning that it's made out of ocean-bound plastic, or OBP. And also what's cool about this device is it also has a 21% reduction in carbon emissions. So yes, this is the ultimate environmentally friendly laptop. There is no competition to this right here. Now, continuing talking about the eco-friendliness of this device, let's talk about the packaging. Now, the packaging itself is 100% renewable, along with it coming with an ergonomic laptop stand that's incredibly easy to assemble. Also, the box is easily collapsible, so that too is awesome. Now it does come in 3 world reminiscent colors, with this one right here being cobblestone gray, but it's also available in Marania blue as well as starry black. And one of the things too, if we go back to the keys on it, it does have mirrored R&E keys, which stand for reduce, reuse, and recycle, so do keep that in mind. Now you guys are probably curious about the power and performance of this device, and let's go ahead and dive into that. This right here is utilizing a 12th generation Intel Core processor, specifically being the Intel Evo. Now this is a new type of processor that is verified to give you the maximum of battery life. Now you can plug this in to charge this for like 30 minutes and get 4.5 hours off of a 30-minute charge. I don't know about you, but for me, having a toddler running around and having to go to doctor trips and also having to fly to different events, that right there is something that's very important to me, because a lot of times I may not be able to get to a power outlet. I may not even have a power bank with me to be able to charge this via the USB Type-C port on here. So with that being said, 30 minutes for 4.5 hours, that goes a long way. And in talking about the battery life on this device, you can get over 10 hours with this. That is absolutely insanity. And I love that type of insanity. Now this laptop also comes with Vero Sense, and that right there means that it's going to utilize energy saving. So that means you don't have to worry about this drawing too much power. It will stay in its low powered state when it needs to be. Now I got to go back to the Intel Evo that's on this, because that also means that this has instant wait, which means that the minute I flip this up, it is instantly on, like in a second, like literally. Let me close it and let me open it. Boom, it's already there. Close, open again, boom, it is instantly on. And that is what you're going to be getting with Intel Evo. It is absolutely phenomenal. This particular unit is a 15-inch display, which does utilize a 16:9 low power full HD display with 100% sRGB. Now when it comes to ports on this device, you do have several to choose from. Now you do have 3 USB-A ports, which utilize 2 USB 3.2 Gen 1s, along with 1 USB 3.2 Gen 2 port, with it featuring power off USB charging. You also get a Thunderbolt 4 port, which can be utilized for displays, as well as Thunderbolt 4 hubs, and also for charging. So you can also use that as a power delivery to charge this as well. Now this also has an HDMI port built into it, but instead of it being the standard that you see on a lot of laptops of it being HDMI 2.0, this is actually HDMI 2.1. Now this means that you can utilize this with higher end monitors. So if you want to utilize this with a monitor that has 4K and 144 Hz refresh rate, you can. If you've got an 8K monitor or TV that can do up to 60 Hz, this can output to it with no issues whatsoever. And that is the beauty of the HDMI 2.1, which is increasingly becoming a standard in video outs, and I'm loving the fact that Acer is spearheading that on the laptop front. And then you also have a gigabit Ethernet port, so hey, if you got high-speed internet and you want to utilize it through direct line in, hey, this is what you're going to want to use it on. You also got your 3.5mm headset input, so if you want to utilize headphones, then you could definitely do that. The speakers on here they're okay. They're not terrible. Like, it's typical of many laptop speakers. Like, they're loud, they're booming at points, but they're never going to be like the same as like a external speaker. But for what you get on this laptop, they're really, really good. Now, one of the other things I really like about the trackpad is it does have a fingerprint scanner on it, and it is Windows Hello certified. And what I also love about this and the security that's built into it is the fact that you don't have to worry about fingerprint spoofing. Like, this has protection built into it to prevent that. So if you're working in, InfoSec, or if you're working in any type of field that requires you to have, like biometric security on your device, you're very safe with this. So no one's going to be able to spoof your fingerprints. So that's another W for this device. Now this does come with a 50-watt 3-cell battery, which means you're going to get really excellent battery life. And that basically means that you can get up to 8 hours of browsing the internet. You can also get up to 9 hours of just video playback. And if you're just using this for a variety of different things, from video editing, browsing the internet, and maybe some light gaming, you can get up to 6.5 hours on it. And that's really good, especially for a laptop. Laptops are coming a long way with their batteries, and man, this is definitely championing that. Now, as far as a Wi-Fi on this device, it does utilize the Intel Wireless Wi-Fi 6E AX211. So basically, you can utilize all the wireless bandwidth. So anything that's 802.11, A, B, G, N, AC, and AX, this is capable of utilizing all of those bandwidths. It also is capable of utilizing 2.4 gigahertz as well as 5 gigahertz bandwidth and 6 gigahertz bandwidth, as well as utilizing Bluetooth 5.2 and later. Now the screen on this, like I said earlier, is a 1080p FHD screen with 60 hertz. But what's also cool about this, on top of it being an IPS display, is the fact that it's got amazing viewing angles. So direct light is not going to really affect it if you wanted to utilize this out and about. You're not going to have to worry about it being too dim to be, to be viewable. So that right there is really effective. Like when I go out to the park with my daughter and she wants to play around, I can pull this out and start working on it for a little bit and then put it away when I need to go and not have to worry about, man, can I see it? Most laptops are like that, but this, I don't have to worry about that at all. And as far as the webcam on here, well, I'm going to go ahead and showcase how the webcam functions so you can both see it and hear the microphone that's on it as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I want to do a camera test so we can see what the camera looks like with the built-in webcam, as well as be able to hear what it sounds like with the built-in microphone that's on this laptop. Now, it looks decent. I mean, this is par for the course for just about majority of webcams that are on laptops these days. I mean, they're not the best quality. They're not going to beat like a standard standalone webcam or like a DSLR, but it still looks great. For what it is. And as far as the sound goes, this is what it sounds like. It does have some noise rejection built into it, I'm noticing, which is not bad. But then when it comes to how it deals with like shifting lights, you're seeing it now. It's not really good. If you've got a consistent lighting, it's going to be fine. But the minute it starts shifting, no, it's not going to be good. Now, I could do 1080p, 60 frames per second. It can go all the way down to 480p as well. But yeah, this is a fairly decent camera, I would say, on a webcam. So if I was doing a conference call or doing a podcast, I wouldn't have any issue using this, except for if I can have or maintain, a decent lighting. Because right now, because of the lighting I have in my room, it's like, whoa, what do I do? But hey, at least you get to see what it actually looks like in real world usage. Now, when it comes to upgradability, you have on this by stock at 16 gigs of DDR4 memory, but if you wanted to, you could upgrade this to 24 gigabytes of dual channel DDR4 RAM using a single SODIMM module. So I've praised this device throughout this entire review. You're probably wondering, what are the downsides of the Acer Aspire Vero? The only downside is I don't get to keep this because I gotta send it back to Acer. That's the only downside to me. But for through and through, for an everyday laptop that's built for both power and performance as well as sustainability, you don't get downsides with this device at all. Plus, easily repairable, upgradable. I don't want to send it back, but I have to. That's the only that's the downside, is I have to send it back. But beyond that, there are no downsides about this device. And with that being said, that's the review of the Acer Aspire Vero. This thing is amazing. I absolutely love this device. I wish I could keep it. Acer, I wish you guys would let me keep one of these devices that you're sending to me, but I understand. This device is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love what this is able to do. And when you pair this with a monitor and a Thunderbolt 4 USB docking station, you have an entire workstation at your disposal. This is a powerful little thing, and I wish I could keep it. But anyways, what are your thoughts on this? Is this something that you're considering picking up? Are you excited by it? Do you have the previous model? Whatever your thoughts are, let's go ahead and get the conversation going in the comment section below. And I also want to give a special shout out Mahalo to Acer for sending this over to me for review. You guys are really amazing, and I love the devices that you make, so just keep doing awesome. Keep doing, especially this, like living here in Hawaii, and we're really big on sustainability and eco-friendly devices. This right here, man, it just goes hand in hand. So all that being said, if you guys enjoyed this review, if you enjoy any of the content that I put out from reviews, impressions, live streams, and more, make sure you sub to the channel, ding the notification bell. That way you stay up to date on all the content that I put out on this channel. And if you want to take it further, we do have channel memberships as well as Patreon. That way you can get early and exclusive access to reviews, impressions, input on upcoming things that I'm working on, and so much more. So all that being said, I hope to see you guys in the next video. I'm gonna go and utilize this a little bit more before I gotta send it back, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay safe, be blessed, have aloha, and I'll see you around. Peace. If you found this episode to be incredibly enjoyable, informative, or if there's anything you gain from it, or any insight, or anything that's good that you really enjoyed, make sure whatever platform you're listening to it on, or if you're watching it, leave a comment if that's available on the platform, like it, share it around with someone you think would enjoy it, and give us some feedback, because your feedback is exactly what we need to keep this show going. And if you're wondering what are some ways that you could support the show, we got various ways. We've got Patreon, we have channel memberships over on YouTube, as well as Subscribestar, Coffee, and so much more. Links for everything will be in the description. Check that out. And with all that being said, I hope you have an aloha rest of your day.
Let them know that I'm next level. I'm a whole new kind of guy. Yeah. Yes, at the top spot, in case you forgot. We the ones that got the block hot, bullet got the shot. Yeah.